Hello, thank you for clicking on this video. I now assume that you need help with your horrible aim. Yes, you. And don't worry, mine isn't much better, but I do have some tips from my professional days in MM2 that I will share with you. So let's get into the video. Now I'm going to start off with the basic tips that 99% of you all know. But if you are a sheriff, do not take out your gun. If you do this, I can't guarantee your safety amongst the kids in this game who wish to taunt you and pretend to be murderer in order for you to shoot them. My next tip is for spam jumpers. Yeah. Now normally if you keep running away from them and pretend you don't have the gun, then they may eventually stop jumping, giving you a window to shoot them in the face violently. Now this tip isn't exactly for spam jumpers, but if for some reason someone is jumping, for example jumping off a tall object, or I guess you could use this tip for spam jumpers too, predicting where and when they're going to land is crucial. Here is an example clip of me being super cool and pro using this method. Boom. Now I'm not saying this will always work, but it is a way to soothe your nerves when you see a 10-year-old aggressively jumping off an object in a game made of pixels. Now on to the next tip. Now this tip is also one that I think a lot of people do already know, but I'm going to say it anyways because there's only so many tips I can think of. Now if you get sheriff, find a spot that is either open with lots of areas for you to escape or juke, or away from anyone else, like outdoor areas or spots in maps that are away from the main area if you're in an enclosed map. Next would have to be if the murderer is chasing you and you are sheriff, but you can use this tip as innocent too. Try to refrain from going to enclosed rooms unless you know you can juke the murderer in those specific rooms. Because if you miss one shot in these small rooms, there is a good chance that while your gun is reloading, the murderer is going to be able to corner you and kill you. Now this tip is all around patience, something I haven't quite mastered, but oh well. If it's one of those rounds where the murderer hasn't killed for a minute or two and there's no AFK people, wait until there is around 30 seconds left before you start thinking of who to shoot. When you are thinking of who to shoot, try and remember who was murderer more recently, therefore who has the lowest chances of being the killer. Or if there's someone below level 10 running around aimlessly with no murder eliminations, maybe try and shoot them, as maybe they don't know exactly what they're doing very well.